Well, it looks like the Stinky Cheese is marking his territory in the new shop.
Yeah, we had to move my 56 Chevy over here to the other shop because it was stinking up our main shop again. And also, we just needed more room because we're focusing on our Dodge Charger build right now. This thing's just gonna sit here while I collect some parts for it. Stinky Cheese will stay here. But I also wanted to mention that we are headed to Hawaii July 3rd through 8th. We're headed to Kauai to do some coverage of Battle on the Beach. So if you didn't know, Kauai has a drag strip and it's literally right on the beach, so how perfect for us. So we want to bring you coverage of the races, and we're also going to be going to Oahu and driving to Honolulu to check out the Moon Eyes Hawaii store. If you guys are from either of those islands and you have hot rods, or you know someone with a really cool hot rod, please leave a comment down below. Let us know. Let's get in touch and let's shoot a video and have some fun.
Okay, we're back at our other shop, and look what came in the mail just a couple days ago. We've been waiting to open this, but we wanted to share it with you guys. So we have a T56 from Tick Performance inside here. It's got a lot of goodies too.
Yeah, we'll go over that in a bit, but let's see it.
Wait, did you open this already?
No.
Did you peek at this?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Okay, so do you want to explain to everybody why did you go with a manual transmission, and then also why a Tick Performance one?
Yeah, well, our other option was a 727 Torque Flight, but that only has 3 gears, and that's not going to cut it for a rum runner like this. So we needed 6 gears, and also this thing can handle up to like 700 or 800 foot-pounds of torque. So this will work plenty well for that. You know, it's a Dodge Charger. It needs a manual transmission. That's the way I always wanted to drive a Dodge Charger. So that's why we went with the Tick Performance. They also have a car called Grub Worm who runs a Tick Performance transmission, and they do like all the research and development together, and they really know this transmission well. So this thing has polished gears inside. You can see the input shaft is even polished. It has a billet front cover here that has some sort of cool fancy oil pump in there that pumps oil onto all the gears as it's running down the road, so that's going to keep it cooler. You can also hook up an external oil filter as well, so it catches if there's any debris. We probably won't do that, but we have an option too. It has like 3 different shifter mounting locations here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then the shifter that they sent with it here, this makes it even more custom.
They package their stuff a little too well.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be perfect for this car. One more thing is this is a big engine that we're putting in this car. It's 512 cubic inches. It's probably going to get like 8 miles to the gallon. So any help that we can get from this, from a transmission with double overdrive, is going to really help with fuel mileage. This will probably pay for itself because we're going to drive it like 2,000 miles on this next Dragon Drive.
Yeah, it's going to cover some serious ground, so this will be really, really nice. All right, so this is Tick Performance's ultimate road race transmission. And what does that mean? So as you guys saw in the box, it's a Tremec T56. But Tick does a whole lot of good stuff to it, and I wrote it down on our invoice here because I didn't want to forget anything. So pardon me, but it's got a whole lot of billet goodness. It's got, as Danny mentioned, the billet front plate. It's got the billet mechanical high flow fluid pump and billet shift forks. It's got carbon fiber blockers on 1 through 6, and that's for smooth and better feeling shifts. We were kind of like weighing our options of which transmission to go with, and ultimately that was a big determining factor of why we went with this, because it's just not as aggressive. It's definitely like for street use too. It's got all polished internals, and what does that mean? Well, it's reduced friction, it's reduced vibration and noise, and finally they also do bronze fork pads, which are way stronger than the factory plastic ones. And they mention that the pads also have oil valley cuts to increase lubrication and longevity of the actual pads. So I thought that was all pretty nifty stuff. And this particular trans is their close ratio.
Okay.
So I have the gear ratios here. So first is 2.66. Second is 1.78. Third is 1.30. Fourth is 1:1. Fifth is 0.8, and then the final ratio is 0.63. Well, that ultimately begs the question of what rear gear ratio should we do? You know? What size tires are we running?
Well, it has a 275 60 15 in the back, so I think it's like 27 or 28 inches tall. So I'm not too sure what gear we're gonna put in this yet. So let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Maybe a 355 or a 373. 355 will get the RPMs pretty low on the top end of the freeway.
Yeah.
Which will help with our gas mileage.
Another reason, like, just to love TIC Performance. Very trusted name in transmissions, and like Danny mentioned, we're just a big fan of Grubworm and Jonathan Atkins, so we're really excited to have their product in such a badass car. We could look at this transmission all day long. Unfortunately, we got to box this jewelry back up, and we're going to put it in the engine room next to our 512 big block. We have everything we need to make the two together, but that's not our priority right now. We really have to get back to doing metal work on this car, and we'll show you some new AMD pieces that we got.
I'm gonna whip this car into shape. Okay, let's test that out for the 100th time.
Yep.
We're checking our door gaps here, and it looks like it didn't move. It's a little bit higher in the back, but that's fine because once we get the glass in there, it's gonna sag down just a little bit. There it is, you see it?
Yep.
So we got the front gap right on the top, on the bottom, back here. Now we can use this line here to adjust our quarter panel accordingly, and then we can weld it all in.
Yeah.
But something else came up before we do that.
Another thing?
Yeah. So I found some rust back here. This back plate, whatever it's called. See, there's some rust here and here.
Pretty bad.
And originally I was just gonna cut a little piece out here and scab it in there, weld it in. But then I'm looking over here at this other side, and it has the same thing going on. So I could fix that, but then the center of this thing's pretty crunched up as well. So
It is.
I went on Summit Racing, and I found this from AMD, and we used their stuff on everything else.
Yeah.
It's fit really well. So we got this for the back. We'll take out like 400 spot welds
Yep.
and spot weld this thing in, and boom, it'll be good.
It's gonna look so much better with that.
I mean, this started off as a race car, and it's still gonna be a race car, but it's also a 68 Charger, so we have to respect that a little bit, right? Do this project the best that we can.
Yeah. Plus, we're here right now. Like, when are we gonna do it otherwise? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's starting to come together slowly.
It is.
So let's get this quarter panel aligned just to see what it looks like. Make sure it's gonna align with the door. If that all fits well, we can technically weld it in after we replace that back trunk.
Yeah, that
thing.
piece. I can't emphasize enough, though, to the viewers, like, how much work it's been to get it to this point. Like, all the stuff we've done off camera.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
It's been a lot. I don't even know how many times this and that have been on and off the car, but
Got to get it close.
perfect. So, all right, we'll try mocking up this one right now. Okay, so
All right.
I'll do this side.
Yep. So we got to get this piece to go tuck up into here while that goes over there, and then while that gets tucked in over the back. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, can you open that door a little bit?
Yeah, let me do that. Back here.
Okay, lift that up over. Piece of junk. Did it go over? Here, let me come on this side.
I'm gonna push it.
Yeah, push it forward. Just like that. Hold it there.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good. Now this has to go behind here.
Yeah, you got that?
Yep. How many times have we done this?
Too many.
I'm so ready for this part to be over with.
I know.
I just want to put that suspension in and get the engine in. Start doing some wiring.
I can safely say this is the last bodywork project I'll take on.
Yeah, right. You have to do your whole trunk pan.
Yeah, but that's just a trunk. I mean, like, if a car needs quarters, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, that one in.
Holy heck. Okay. Wow.
There we go.
Oh, this is the best it's been so far. Look at this, too.
There, that's better.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see with the door. Can I close the door?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Nice.
Okay, so
how's the gap? It's not too bad.
It's a little tight.
So this needs to go down. So we got a little bit of a gap there. It's a little bit wider at the bottom. But also this piece isn't tucked up all the way though either.
Oh,
so that's gonna go right there like that.
Oh, well then that means...
Actually, yeah, that's pretty close.
If that's like that, that has to come out then. Because now look at this.
Well, this piece needs to come down.
Okay.
And that'll bow out this center here to match up with the door.
Oh, I see.
So if you push down on that to line that with the door.
Oh, not that hard.
And I push up here.
Okay.
It'll squeeze out the center of it.
And that'll come out for you.
Yeah.
Yay!
But that looks pretty good. Let's see, hold it right there.
So this is the drive.
Let's see if we can give you guys a good visual. Oh yeah, that's starting to look really good.
You see that?
Yeah. Okay, and then we got our gaps here. Looking like that. All the way down to the bottom. Got a small gap down here. It's the same size over there in the back. This is lining up with this. So we're pretty good. And also the car is off the ground right now, but one thing we discovered is that it doesn't change anything, whether the car is up in the air on the lift or if it's down, or if you even lift up the front of the car underneath the K-member, it doesn't care. The gaps stay the same. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. Of course it's YouTube, so everyone's gonna have an opinion, but whatever. It's getting done.
All right, it looks good.
That's very motivating to see it like this.
That's cool. Can you close that door a little bit? Just perfect. Right there. Yeah, this is gonna be nice.
That's so cool. Can finally like see it now. Because for the longest time we didn't have the doors hung on there, so
yeah.
This is major.
Man, I just want to start welding it up.
I know, but now we gotta do the back.
Yeah. So we'll start removing some spot welds. There's a bunch of them that go along here and then just below it down here. And we can get this whole piece off and put the new one on. We'll probably have to get to that in another video. We're running a little bit behind on some other things, but some good progress. Moving over to the driver's side, I already started aligning the door and I got that pretty close. Now I'm just working on aligning the quarter panel, but before I can fully get this thing prepped up and start aligning it for good, there's some more metal work that I have to finish underneath here that you don't see right now.
So if you're a Mopar person, you've probably heard of the Spring Fling, and if you haven't heard of it, it's the biggest Mopar show in Southern California, maybe in all of the states actually. I don't know for sure, but it's the coolest one, and we reserved a spot there for the swap meet section. So I'm really excited because it's my first time ever being like a vendor at a swap meet. And we're gonna be selling some parts off of Rum Runner here.
Yeah, so there's plenty of parts on this car that are not from '68. Example, the grill.
Yep.
And this front fender.
Yep.
Also, we have some bucket seats we're gonna sell over there. I have a bunch of parts in the back room that I have had for years that need to sell. There's also some suspension parts that need to get sold too over there, so we can try to recover some of our money.
Yeah, this has been a very pricey build, and like when you have parts like that, you know, QA1 K-member with the coilovers and rack and pinion, like, well, so we don't really need any of that.
Yeah, we don't need the steering box anymore or that K-member. And also, The rear end, we're not too sure what we're gonna do with the rear end. We're not sure if we want to rebuild that 8 3/4 or try to step it up to a Mosier Dana 60. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
You think that 8 3/4 will be strong enough for 600 horsepower and 600 foot-pounds of torque?
I don't know. I'm sure some guys will say yes, but
I don't know.
let's put this thing up in the air and show them what's going on underneath.
Okay.
Okay, so here is the underside of the Charger, and that is the 8 3/4. Like I said, let us know if you think we should attempt to just rebuild this or step up to a Mosier Dana 60. Danny's over here. What you doing?
Okay, so we got to remove this front K-member, and there's these 4 bolts that go into the frame. They're pretty rusty, so they don't want to come out. And I've been lubing them over the past few days with WD-40 and Corolla oil, I think it's called. And they're still jammed up and they're pretty good, so we might have to squirt them again, let it sit for another day or two, and then try to remove this whole front suspension out.
Darn.
Yeah, so we're gonna take it to the swap meet with us and try to sell it over there.
Yeah, maybe somebody else could get some use out of it. Quick interruption. I just wanted to mention that we're running a deal on our Gnarly Speed Shop hats right now till the end of April. When you order a hat, you're gonna get a surfboard bottle opener keychain included with your hat order.
Do they get to choose a color?
It's gonna be a random one.
Okay.
So white or black. And then also wanted to say thank you guys so much for selling us out of our blue glitter logo t-shirts again. But not to worry, we just got a huge restock of them today in all sizes. So if you head to gnarlyspeedshop.com, you're gonna see all of them available again. And you can scoop one up for summer because you don't need another black shirt in your wardrobe.
Okay, so actually a friend recommended this Corolla oil. It smells pretty good or bad, I'm not too sure. But there's bolts that you can see right in through this hole. So I've just been spraying them like that. And hopefully they'll come out without a fight.
So I know today's video was a lot of chatting, but we really just wanted to catch you guys up on Project Rum Runner and what was going on. And most importantly, we wanted to show you our TIC Performance transmission. So thank you so much to TIC for partnering with us on this build. We are so excited to install it. But yeah, we have a ton of work to do. And honestly, when it comes to YouTube, if you guys have a channel, you know that when you're filming a job, it makes the job take like twice as long. So I think a lot of the work that we showed you here, we're gonna be doing off camera because we only have, I think there's like 4 more days until the spring fling. So we got to get all that suspension out, take all these parts off the car. Danny's going to have his hands full with that because a lot of those jobs require some serious muscle. And I have a ton of orders to pack up and ship out. So you guys will be receiving your Gnarly Speed Shop orders very soon. And can't wait for you guys to wear it. But that is going to do it for today's video. We appreciate you guys watching, and be sure to hit subscribe because like I mentioned, we got something really cool coming up.